Hello, everybody. Thank you to be there. So I'm Laurent Bigot. I'm in charge of the Stable Isotope business into Orano. So why Stable Isotope? So the question is, we have a couple of know-how and technology. So what Nicolas just explained before, we are a company based on the nuclear fuel cycle. So we know how to do isotopic separation. We know we have quite a high competency in chemistry, and we have high competencies, expertise in several topics. And on the other hand, because of our purpose, we are thinking about the future, and so think like quantum technology, neutrino determination, or nuclear medicine need something we can do with all this competency, and it's called stable isotopes. For example, when you do a quantum computer, you need really, really pure material. Especially, you need even isotopic purity, because if you don't have that, you destroy in fact the quantum information. For nuclear medicine, a lot of medicine come from stable isotope. They go through a reactor, a cyclotron, and after they make the radioelements used in nuclear medicine. So the business model we deal with, here we are today, we are here. It's today market, today competency and technology. The first move we did with stable isotope is to switch to new market, fully new market. We quite know nothing about quantum or things like this, but we use exactly the same competencies. After, we will move through other step, and the other step will be to change the technology, but only a second time, because if we do something like this, it's too risky. And what said Nicolas before, we want at the beginning to decrease a lot the risk, because if we choose something like this, 100% you will lose. So that's the business model we are talking to. After a little bit of technique, so to do stable isotope, so stable isotope, it's in fact each matter in the world, you have isotopes. For example, carbon, natural carbon, you have 3 isotopes inside. You are one, you know it, it's carbon 14. I think all the person know it. Well, it's the less important, but and after you have 2 other, carbon 12 and carbon 13, sorry, and you can separate. So to separate an isotopes, you need first to take the natural element to convert to an adequate compound. Then you can do the isotopic separation, and after you do the deconversion. For uranium, we have several plans to do that. We have Philip Cost, who transform uranium, so natural uranium, to the gaseous compound we need to do the enrichment. After we have George Best II, who enrich the gaseous compound for uranium. And after we have, for example, W plant, who do the deconversion of one part of the uranium. And all these competencies are on one platform called TrueCustom platform. For stable isotopes, it's similar, exactly the same. And our, we said, business model is based on partnership. So we are doing the isotopic separation by our own, with our technology or with technology we develop, but the IP stay into Orano. But we have a lot of partners, like startup, like university, like small company, who work with us to, especially to convert to the adequate compound and after to do the deconversion. Why? Because we need really high purity, chemical purity, very specific physical characteristics, and the other thing, it's we need quite small quantities. In fact, the output for isotope separation is between kilograms per year. So we can't use big company to do that. And the other thing, it's the gaseous compounds, usually it's things you don't find in normal companies, so you have to develop all the chemical part. So that's our catalog. So on this table, you have 65 stable elements you can separate. Into this all these elements, you have around 20 you can separate with our current technology we use for uranium, so centrifuge. After today, the light elements are done, so here, are done by rectification, a thing like this. So it's more, for example, in Japan, it's a company like Toyo, I think large company, chemical company, who do this type of separation. After the green part, it's those you can do with centrifuge. For the moment, the market is quite three or 2/3 in Russia and 1/3 in Europe for the moment, the production. And after the other elements, so what we call other heavy stable isotopes, they do with magnetic separation. So it's the first way we separate uranium, the first way at the beginning. Now it's old, but it's still working for a couple of elements, and only the Russian can do that. And a couple of medicine, for example, it's all the raw material come from Russia, even today. So we try to develop other way to enrich, especially lanthanide, because they have a huge demand for enriched lanthanide. So our planning. So the current plant, or in fact, we start the development of the business in 2020 around. We will start the first production at the end of the year. The good news is yesterday the first centrifuge with xenon was working, so it's a good idea, good news. So we will start with the elements here, so molybdenum, xenon, silicon, and xenon. After, we will be able to develop all the green one. It takes between 1 and 2 years to develop a new element with centrifuge. And after, we start to think about other elements, especially in yellow. We start to make a consortium to develop the technology. And we hope we will be able in a couple of years to start an investment, a new investment. Yeah, perhaps some figures about the investment and so on. For the moment, the first plant is around 15 million euros. So I won't give the exact number, the exact figure. And after, so the two gates we want to, after the production, the two other gates we want to have this year, it's to make new capacity for centrifuge. So we want to have this decision. I want to ask Orano to invest in new capacity this year, and to have the go to start the development of new technology. So here, you can be our customer or partner in this development.